This year, 2025, marks a dozen years since Zimbabwe adopted the 2013 Constitution, which many have regarded as very progressive with an expanded Bill of Rights. But our Constitution faces several threats. The first threat that the Constitution faces is offensive from the government. We have seen that over the years there have been attempts at decimating the Constitution, rolling back the progressive elements of the Constitution, and we are now beginning to hear of the Agenda 2030, which again calls for a continued decimation of the Constitution. So that is the first problem, that while we are celebrating 12 years of the Constitution, but we are seeing concerted efforts to undo the good work that was done by the Constitution builders. The second problem that we face with the Constitution is citizen apathy. Dr. Alex Magaisa told us that for people to defend the Constitution, they must know it first. Over the past 12 years, we have not seen the rise of a passionate, Constitution-oriented citizenry. We have not seen the deepening of the culture of constitutionalism. We even remember the words of Dr. Magaisa, one of the authors, one of the framers of the Constitution, telling us that the same passion with which we recite sacred text should be the same passion with which we recite provisions of the Constitution. He went on to say, if they don't know it, they can't defend it. The third problem that we continue to face as a country is that we as civil society have been disoriented and disconnected from each other and from the citizenry when it comes to dealing with issues of constitutionalism. We hear voices here, voices there. The same movement that built the 2013 Constitution seemed to have demobilized in 2013 when the Constitution was adopted. Faced with these problems, ZimRights is concerned and is stepping forward to become part of the Zimbabwe Constitutional Movement to support the building of a culture of constitutionalism. As Zimbabwe's biggest grassroots movement, we believe it is time that we go back to rebuilding that movement that delivered the 2013 Constitution into a movement that is going to defend and protect and promote the Constitution. Building culture is not an easy thing. It cuts across generations. And as the people of Zimbabwe who believe in constitutionalism, we believe it is time that we come and push back against any attempts to tear apart the Constitution of Zimbabwe. That we encourage each other to know the Constitution the same way that we recite sacred texts. But also as civil society leaders, we come together and remain the same movement that built the Constitution with the same passion, lead a movement to defend the Constitution and advance constitutionalism in Zimbabwe. We will be sharing with you many products, but most importantly, we want to invite you to our ZimRights platforms, ZimRights live platforms, where you are going to get a lot of content regarding constitutionalism. This is not a new message from us. In 2020, we spoke about hands off the people's constitution. Right now, we are saying let's rebuild the movement for constitutionalism in Zimbabwe. And we continue to invite you to say, as the people, we must renew our commitment to constitutionalism in Zimbabwe.